I soon begin here. Give me a second. I'm multi-streaming, so it's very difficult to start the show on time on all the platforms. One of them is going to start before the other. So I'm live on Bolo VNR Clips, Bolo VNR 2.0. Hi, how you doing, Anna Ramsey? How are you? Hope all is well with you and your family. Today, we're going to have a very, very serious conversation today, about surviving. This is about surviving. How do we survive? How do we survive fear? How do we survive the JLP government? That's where we're at. It's the blueprint. And of course, obviously, there's no plan without God at the center of it. So, hey, on this platform, we've been sharing and pushing that aspect, which is the nucleus of any plan, which is God being at the center of what we're doing and whatever plans we have moving forward. But there are some practical things that we can apply that is not illegal, it does not harm anybody. T-Rail, how you doing? Salute to you, my brother. It does not harm anybody. It's something that requires unity amongst the people. It's also something that requires knowledge of what is happening globally. Monica, how you doing, Monica? How you doing, sweetheart? It's something that happened I think it's what I'm about to talk about today is literally something that the global world can adapt. I mean, all of us have challenges where our elected officials and leaders of our country is concerned. And, there's things that have been forced upon us even in the pandemic, and I am looking for those people that are of the mindset and the practice that we have sovereignty where freedom is concerned, and anything that violates that, anything that jeopardizes that freedom or tries to compromise it, we should actually make sure that it gets massive pushback. And the pushback I'm talking about, again, is legal. It's legal. Now, before I get into that main conversation that I want to have in regards to how we survive these draconian governments that have their agenda all around the world, I want to share this with you. Let me share this with you. Not in recent times. It's been happening for a long time, but there has been an increase in the recording of one, police brutality in Jamaica, two, police carrying out illegal activities against the citizens of Jamaica. Recently, a young man was executed in his home. 23 police came to that home with a warrant that had no fixed address on it, according to reports. A warrant that did not have a name on the warrant. That young man opened his door. He opened the door to the police. Guns were pointed at him. He lifted up his hand in surrendering immediately. We see the video footage. Thank God for the video footage that was in the house, the cameras that was there. And we see the police all over the house, to the point where they saw cameras and was turning cameras to the side. The Wi-Fi was cut off. All manner of illegal activities, the things that criminals do. You know what I mean? Tampering with evidence. The camera is evidence. Why would you cut off the Wi-Fi? Oh, the Wi-Fi is linked to the camera. So why would you cut off the Wi-Fi? Fortunately, that evidence was on a cloud somewhere and was released to the public by the owners of the house. Can you imagine if all the owners of the house was in the house? Wherever this cloud was, would we have gotten the evidence of what took place at that household? We would have heard a report that favored the police. This is what is happening in Jamaica on a regular basis, where the police is executing people in their own homes. So when I come on here today and you see the title, Surviving PHAROAH or Surviving the JLP government, all of this is happening and escalating under their watch. Not only, how you doing, Junet, big up yourself. Lisa say, I'm sorry he opened his door. In this day and age, no police can get me to open my door, grill, or even speak to them. The only way I would end up speaking to the officers is if I am unaware. Well, Lisa, listen. I have seen footage of police take crowbar and actually rip and bend somebody's grill. In this day and age, you're potentially gonna need a 2-grill system in your house. And make sure you have grill on all your doors, because it appears as if we are living in prison and the police are the wardens outside. We are prisoners in our own homes here in Jamaica. All right? Listen to me, man. I don't want to get angry. I am really trying to do this show and get my point across as effectively as possible, and I don't want to start shouting. I don't want to start going into my patois lingo. I was just speaking to some of my friends on the bus life sector, Rodney and Nacho. Salute to them. And you know, they say they watch the show from time to time. Even Russell Red tell me they are from overseas. Blossom, what's up? And when I start to get into the patois, I lose them. So from now on, I'm going to make a concerted effort to try and stay within the parameters of the English language, to make sure that they too can understand what is actually happening in the country of Jamaica, the people that is in the global space, United States, Africa, Europe, England, all over the world that watch the platform. You understand? Monica says this morning police kill one in Bagua near Lindsay. Again? Oh my God, what is going on? Another, listen. Whoa. Let me play this video. I just came across this.
And Justice of the Peace or a resident magistrate, right? And he must.
So this is an ex-police speaking. For full context, an ex-police. Listen to this. Not all police are bad.
He must present you with a warrant. The warrant must be signed by a Justice of the Peace or a resident magistrate, right? And he must give you a copy of the warrant before he starts to search your place. That is your right. And no police are supposed to search your place without giving you a copy of the warrant or executing a warrant properly on you. Right? Another thing is that the police can't search your place without you being present or somebody being present, whether your friend, your neighbor, or a family member who is at the house have to be present. That is your right. You have to be there to see what the police is doing. Now the police.
Mr. Olness, sir, I'm gonna show.
So, what the ex-police said is that the police needs to give you a copy of the warrant. The warrant needs to be signed by a justice of the peace, and they need to present a copy of the warrant before entering your home. I want to ask the Jamaican people out there, are you guys seeing this proper procedure happen? What he just mentioned, are we seeing this? Let's play that again.
He must present you with a warrant. The warrant must be signed by a justice of the peace. Right? And he must give you a copy of the...
Oh my God, sorry. Feedback.
The warrant must be signed by a justice of the peace or a resident magistrate. Right? And he must give you a copy of the warrant before he starts to search your place. That is your right. And no police are supposed to search your place without giving you a copy of the warrant or executing a warrant properly on you. Right? Another thing is that the police can't search your place without you being present or somebody being present, whether your friend, your neighbor, or a family member who is at the house have to be present. That is your right. You have to be there to see what the police is doing. Now the police.
So, you hear that? Let me play that last part there again. Let me play that last part again.
Police can't search your place without you being present or somebody being present, whether your friend, your neighbor, or a family member who is at the house have to be present.
So, no police should enter your home and search your home unsupervised. It leaves them to potentially plant things in there. All right? And why are you guys so obsessed about the white clothes? Yes, white. When you're a big person, you should love white because you don't want too much clothes that draw heat. You want to stay cool, especially in a tropical country, albeit I'm wearing a sweater. Yes? Since we got that out the way, there's just too much incidents where the police have committed crimes in Jamaica. And it's getting more and more rampant and more evident. And what is alarming about our leadership, the government, is that they simply don't want to really address the issue. They don't come out and say, speak out against the wrongs that the police are doing. Recently, the first time we heard the Prime Minister come out for a photo op was the mass shooting in Linstead. But when Jamar Farquharson was executed by the police, 23 of them went to his house, right? Claimed that he pulled a gun on them, right? And the youth was executed. We didn't see Andrew Wallace go to that family and say, condemn what happened. As a matter of fact, in Linstead, that situation in Linstead, it is in Damian Crawford's constituency, And Damian Crawford did a video on his TikTok addressing said issue. Listen to this.
Okay, well, firstly, Commodore, while it is within Linstead and its environs, it is on the border of Northwest and Catherine, and by extension is shared between two seats. The direct geographic location has not been established also which one of the seats. However, we have been in conversations with the residents because it impacts the space, the general space, and the average community doesn't consider that political separation based on geographic lines.
Yes.
So we are intervening from that standpoint. It is unfortunate news following on the rape that happened in our constituencies, specifically Burmady, where a 7-year-old child was raped, and the police acted quite swiftly to ensure that the perpetrator was caught. What I am encouraged by is the speed of response by the police force into both circumstances and the level of attention that they pay to the community to reduce the probability of reprisals. But I'm extremely hurt that a person could be so wanton in their criminality that they went into an area, into a particular space, and injured or killed 8 people. A genuine discard for life that will not be facilitated. And it's for these reasons why we cheer for the Commission and the police force as they continue to try and keep a finger on the crime situation that we're facing.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the community of Commodore? You know, some persons listening may not know about the community. They're wondering if this is a once in a blue moon incident, and they want to know exactly what type
Commodore have seen circumstances of criminal activity every now and again. What people would understand about communities like Lincoln is that they are influenced to a large part by urban spaces like Spanish Town. And so while the opinion of Northwest might be rural, as it would be for example, the limited area is kind of an urban sprawl reality. Quite a few communities have evolved by squatting, and that makes it harder for policing to happen. And that's one of the reasons why regularization of land is a necessary part of crime fighting. So that area has had some of the negatives because there is a reality of an attraction to towns like Lincoln because of the commercial activity, and that attraction has led to an infiltration of persons who might not have been born and bred in that space and might carry cultures that are not equivalent to that in which the persons who were born and bred in the space would have had. So, in general, it is an area of mixed opinion because Lincoln in itself is a attractor of persons seeking economic activity through the markets, through the vending space, and Lincoln serves as a basic center of activity for rural St. Catherine in the same way that Spanish Town serves as a center of activity for urban St. Catherine. That has caused for some persons to be seeking opportunities, criminal opportunities through extortion and the defense of the extortion ring. Again, the police have been quite active and responsive, and I again thank the police in that space for having been able to keep tabs on the activity. In fact, when I had a meeting with the police recently in Utah, they indicated that they had only had 2 murders, and this is how quickly these things can spiral, especially if reprisal is a part of it. And I again cheer and encourage the police to continue in their efforts to keep a tab on the criminal sprawl that has taken over Jamaica.
Have you been able to speak with any of the affected family members or ascertain the conditions of those who were shot and injured?
It's surprising to say that there was one particular person that called and asked for me to speak to her son. She is a family member of the persons just 3 days ago. And I saw the effort of the police to find the young man and have a conversation. I have been trying to call her all morning. And as you know, names are not in Jamaica always specific to your government name. So I am incapable to say if she was one of the unfortunate victims, because she might be called Stacey and her name is Nicole. So when I get to the community today, I will specifically find that person, because I've been trying to contact her all morning with no success.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Crawford, for coming on and providing us with the updates that you've been able to ascertain so far. We'll try to reach out to you at another point throughout the day to hear if you have indeed made contact.
So, Mr. Crawford, David Crawford, the teacher, is giving us an update as to understanding that community and its, geographic location and its history of where crime is concerned, and as far as where it's close to, that probably has more crime. So it's not a usual thing what happened at Massacre, and obviously he's condemning the situation. But what is interesting about that situation is that it's alleged that it's police that did that. It is alleged. Voice note that was played on out of the press of somebody that claims to be from the area, basically stated that the reports that they dressed in police uniform is really that it is police. That was what they were saying in essence, which is alarming, because if any of that holds any truth, Jamaica, we are absolutely in trouble. And like I said before, the only way we are going to survive what seems to be a dictatorship police state, the first things first, Almighty God has to be at the center and the nucleus of any plans moving forward. Now, we are being attacked on many different levels, ladies and gentlemen. The gun is not the only thing that is taking our lives. You understand? And so we need a wholesome approach in how we are going to survive what is coming. You hear the prophets and the apostles speak. If you follow my channel and you listen to the videos from Mark Stewart and Pastor Peter Chambers, you understand exactly of what I speak. They have been warning extensively about that situation in terms of what is to come. And I hear since September 3rd, Andre has been uttering those same words. Jamaica, prepare for what is to come. Now, somebody just said to me that there's a new DPP. Of this, I am not aware, because I was sleeping all day. Well, from around in the morning this morning, I woke up and slept again. When the body says rest, what can you do, especially when you're getting older? We used to fight sleep. Massa. So Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecution Claudette Thompson will officially take over on Monday as Director of Public Prosecution. Now somebody asked me, what do I think? Well, maybe this is unfair to Claudette. Alright, maybe this is unfair to her. But anybody that is close to the former DPP, you're going to be judged biasly by me. And I'm going to be very honest about that. So I don't have anything good to say, so I'm not going to say anything. The only thing I will say is this. Let's wait and see. Are we going to see Claudette Thompson operate in the same manner as the former DPP? You know what I want to say, it's itching me to say it. Because I want to ask a question. When she was acting DPP, was it really the DPP that was operating? I know that she's DPP. Is she gonna take counsel from the former DPP? Because if that is the case, we're gonna get more of the same. And people in high places like the government, like Ruel Reid and them, it's gonna take 7 years for them to go to court. And they're going to throw up the sign 4th term. Them and them associates will not be, you will not see government official be in prison for obvious crimes of corruption. What you're going to see is a delay of the judicial system, continued backlog of justice, especially when it comes to the wealthy and the connected. Are we going to see a Claudette Thomas that has, the DPP has a lot of power, ladies and gentlemen? The DPP has a lot of power, The DPP has teeth, The DPP under the Constitution is not a normal individual, It's not a normal individual. So once the DPP knows the law and exercises the law, I believe we should see more politicians and their friends go to prison. You understand? No, not that part. We don't know about that. We are talking about the law. No, we can't say that woman. Renette Reed, big up yourself. Right? So, let us see. Let us see. Let us see what. And there's a lot of cases for Miss Claudette Reed. I don't know if it's Mrs. Claudette Reed. There's a lot of cases for her to actually take on, and I'm talking about big cases. For her to take on. Hyacinth, how you doing? Hyacinth said this person is no good. I mean, when you really look at it in a Hyacinth, the way how the JLP is operating is persons that they favor Heine Reader. Is person, look at the FID post. A friend of Andrew Honest is supposed to investigate him. This is where we're at, and this is why I'm saying I am here today to give you the blueprint on how to survive FAROAH, how to survive the JLP government. You understand? Outside of the people going out, organizing, and peacefully protesting on several issues, outside of the suggestions that I've already given you guys, which it seems that you do not want to do, I don't know, or if you're not listening to me. I have said this. You guys do not have to leave your house to protest. We live in the digital age. Pick a day, pick a time, pick a hashtag. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all at once. Same title. Go live. Imagine hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans going live with the same hashtag. And you don't have to be in Jamaica. You don't have to be in Jamaica. Go. Where's the woman? Good? Yeah, I've been telling them this. Go live the same time with the same title. Whatever your message is. Andrew Honest must go. Andrew Honest and his government must go. Andrew Honest must go to prison. Whatever you have universally decided the message is that you want to come across. Make it short, make it 5 words, no more. Simple title. Put the hashtag in the description, push the hashtag in the title with the 5 words. Right? Everybody use the same hashtag and go live the same time. Can you imagine 100,000, 200,000 people going live at the same time in protests? And I'm sure there's 400,000 of you guys, because the last election it told us that there's 400,000 comrades plus out there that want to see the back of Andrew Wallace. And for those of our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean that are not vocal per se, you guys are welcome to join on that particular day as well and go live the same time. You could have your back against the wall protesting, bring up your placards, organize, put up the issues that you actually have. Oh my God, we could make this a Caribbean protest. If you want to protest the digital system, the needs. If you want to protest all of them at once, we can do that. Several issues can be protested. Now, if you really want to get radical, ladies and gentlemen, don't go to work for 5 days. If you really want to shut down Jamaica, don't buy nothing from the store then. That is the most peaceful way of protesting. You ever see people go on hunger strike yet? Hunger strike, not eating in protest of the removal of a leader. Have you ever seen that? You know what discipline it takes to do that? So listen man, there's an old saying, if you want good, your nose have to run. It's time for us to get very, very serious, you know, because times are very, very serious. Don't work for 5 days and see what happens. You know the government not collecting tax for 5 days, you know that got them. Especially this government that appears to be filling their pockets with our tax dollars and them friends' pockets to the tune of $80 million to Smaddy Matey. Side chick. Concubine. So imagine if you remove that. Oh, and we don't need the labor right them, you know. We don't need the labor right them for join the protest. It would be nice. It would be nice. But we don't. We don't need them. Alright? There's a lot of people in Jamaica that has suffered under the hands of this government. And they have something to protest about. And we should stand beside each other in protesting about what each of our egregious experience is from the government. Yeah, we can do a live stream. No to intimidation and undemocratic election proceedings. You know how much things there is to protest about? Right? Let me read this article here. Read this article. Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, Claudette Thompson, will officially take over on Monday as Jamaica's Director of Public Prosecution. Want to Miss Spike. Miss Spike couldn't get the job. Why Miss Spike couldn't get the job, people? She replaces Paula Llewellyn Casey, who retired last month after serving 17 years in office. the longest tenure any DPP in Jamaica and the most failed tenure. 2. Thompson appointment was confirmed in a letter issued Tuesday by the Office of the Service Commission. She had been acting in the role since Llewellyn's departure on September 19th. Born on 27th of May 1975. Wow. A big woman. Thompson began her legal career in 2004 as clerk of court in St. Ann. She joined the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution in 2007 as Assistant Crown Counsel. She is a graduate of the University of the West Indies, Mona, where she earned a bachelor degree in international relations. She went on to obtain a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Wolverhampton in the United Kingdom and later received her certificate of legal education from the Norman Manley Law School. Throughout her career at the office of the ODPP, Thompson has handled a range of complex criminal matters at all courts levels, including the Parish Court, Supreme Court, and Court of Appeal. Her leadership roles within the ODPP have included head of the Rasta Committee, head of the Gun Court Unit, and oversight of the Home Circuit Administration Unit. She was also responsible for reviewing and issuing legal rulings requested by various state entities. Blossom, how you doing? Where say if she born under Gemini sign, she can't be a hypocrite. She have to come good. Where say you feel like she gonna do a good job? Alright, let me see that now. Thompson has played a central role in several of the country's most high-profile gang prosecutions. These include landmark anti-gang case that led to the conviction of Mommy, lend me your phone, of Andre Bryan, leader of the Wandan faction of the Klansman gang, the conviction of members of the Hence Wilson gang, a major criminal network, and the after the fact to the murder of former Jamaican Urban Transit Company chairman Douglas Chairman. Both Brian and Miller are now serving life sentences backside. Damn. Life. Woo! Boy. That's tough, boy. You know what I'm saying? That is tough. That is really tough, boy. It says here that outside of the courtroom, Thompson served as a member of the Legal Aid Board and a former vice president of the Legal Office Staff Association, Tanisha Mundle. That's the end of the article. Alright, let me get to this now. Did you guys know that Jamaica became the first Caribbean country to establish AI rules for the court? AI rules for the court. What does that mean? I think we need to examine that, because that's one of the other things where surviving fear is concerned, and surviving the beast system is concerned. The use of AI. That is definitely one of the hold on, here we go. That's definitely one of the, I think I saw this article in the Cleaner, but I never read it. Let me go back. And I think it was 2 days ago, as a matter of fact, the article about the AI. PM flags contractor role in meeting capital budget growth targets. Is it too late? Well, I know my people. My mother now no more credit. Ah, God. A service alone we may have. This not safe. I say, I'm busy. I say, I can't. Yeah, man. Me dey home. And me call me when you go ready. You see me? Alright. Yeah, man. Alright, people. See me can find the article here. And get over with it and then go to the substantive argument that I want to pose to you guys, because these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. I want to say a big shout out to Mr. Paul Buchanan for carrying the thing to court. Michelle, how you doing? Adrian Campbell, big up. I want to say a big shout out. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Guys, I've been on for 41 minutes on TikTok. Can we get the likes up to 10,000 and share the live? On YouTube, you already see the the poll. So you guys know the aim for likes that we're looking for. Please help in this regard. The like button, you can see we are at 21 right here, and the aim is, so we need everybody to hit the like button. Delia Cinti 79, how you doing? Welcome. Over by Bolo VNR Clips is the same. You see the like button right there? Yes. Alright. TikTok, let's get to 10,000 likes, and then we can go to 20, and then we can go to 30, and then we can go to 50. Alright, here we go. Rules outline AI. Listen to this.
Legal submissions, reduce clerical delays, ease the filing process, and the support self-representative AI will enhance efficiency and streamline court operations. It will simplify the preparation of legal submissions, reduce clerical delays, ease the filing process, and the support self-represented litigants. Court staff will also use AI to improve document management, case scheduling, and information retrieval, ensuring proceedings are faster, more accurate, and transparent. For ordinary Jamaicans, these changes mean faster access to justice, clearer processes, and a system that works for everyone.
When you hear that, so the AI is going to be used on the administrative level. Moving forward, I don't know how comfortable you guys are with that, or you think that is going to go. That is up for debate and conversation. Yes, but I want you guys to listen to this. Here we go. This is where we're at right now. This is where
I finally figured it out today, y'all. I finally figured out why they don't want us to have gardens in our backyard and shit like that. I grew this, right? This is legal tender. This has an exchange of value. This is even more valuable than the Federal Reserve note, or equal to value. Or the exchange of value is determined by you, is what you...
So, ladies and gentlemen, the young man has a cucumber in his hand, a plant. And what he's saying is that it is more valuable and has more value than any dollar note in any country. I want you guys to pay attention and listen. This is important for you to grasp. Pay attention and listen. This is how we are going to overcome fear through understanding and unity. It is the only way. And we are going to use what God has blessed us with freely, which is the land, the earth, and all that God has put into it. Farming, ladies and gentlemen. Farming. farming. In America, America does not have what Jamaica has. America does not have a ackee tree growing here, there, and everywhere. A mango tree growing here, there, and everywhere. A man that is homeless, he can get sustenance by picking a mango, a fruit. He can go to the river or the spring and drink clean water instead of going in a store and buying a bucket of water. God gave us all of this free, and what the government and men have done is to have us pay for it. No, we're not saying it doesn't have value, but here how we can use the value to eliminate the dollar, which is going to be eliminated anyway. But the system on which they're going to put that elimination of the dollar, that system is going to imprison you. So do you want to be free or do you want to be imprisoned? We are here to talk about freedom, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to talk about surviving the agenda. This is a very, very serious conversation. And I would want a lot of people to be watching, but thank God for those that are actually here. Please share this with somebody. I would love for the 30,000 people that are on my platform for this video to reach them. That is how significant this conversation I'm about to have right now is. And if there's more it can reach new people that are black, big up yourself, new people that have never been on the platform before, that is welcome. To God be the glory. But I'm going to play that back again. The first part.
I finally figured it out today, y'all. I finally figured out why they don't want us to have gardens in our backyard and shit like that. I grew this, right? This is legal tender. This has an exchange of value. This is even more valuable than the Federal Reserve note or equal to value. Or the exchange of value is determined by you, is what you see as valuable. You have to change your mind. You have to change your mind about what you see as valuable, because money actually grows on trees. That's why they don't want niggas in agriculture. That's why they don't want the common person in agriculture. They have to try to privatize that industry because
money grows on trees. Think about that. Is he wrong? Do you see it? Money grows on trees, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Bolo, you're chat foolishness. Oh, that's crazy. You have no sense. Ladies and gentlemen, money grows on trees. Let us look at merengue. Was it 10 years ago? 10 plus years ago. I remember when merengue became a wave, because people realized the value it had where their health is concerned. So people that had merengue growing wild in their house, in their backyard, at their home, now started to pick the merengue and sell the merengue. They didn't know they had money growing on trees because they never understood the value of the merengue. Another example. You guys know what them call shema maca tree? You guys know shema maca? Shema maca. You know the maca them when they step on it, it close up. Or when they try to touch it, there is a medical value, a medicinal value that the shema maca tree has that was discovered. Now, I remember running up and down and in those places where the shema maca was, and we used to cut them and throw them away. Not knowing, we used to cut them and throw them away. Sorry, my people that are from overseas that don't understand patois, I'm sorry. Let me continue to try and speak within the parameters of English where you can understand. We have something called the shame of maca tree. That, you know, it will stick you. If you step on it, it has it's sharp. However, there is a medicinal value that it had that we never understood until lately, recent times. Don't know how you're doing. And some people now are here that might not understand its medicinal value. The point of the matter is, I never knew the medicinal value years ago when I was a child. And we used to use the cutlass and cut it. It was seen as a weed, something of a hindrance. You know what I mean? You know, something that can hurt you. It was seen as bad. However, ladies and gentlemen, with the knowledge now of it being good, it used to grow wild all over the yard. Can you imagine if we had the knowledge, excuse me, at that point of what it does, and utilize that knowledge, or even you know, monetarized it. All right. So not only does money grow on trees, money grow on the ground. Money grows on the ground. Why you think we have this land grab in Jamaica? I heard a man that claims to be a doctor that spoke to Perry in Christ on his TikTok and tried to demonize what Michael Manley did when he gave black people land while he was the government. Some of them didn't get a title, I understand. But given the decree by the Prime Minister, this is your land. When you look at the fact that money grows on trees, the value of land with vegetation on it, it cannot be undermined, it cannot be looked down upon. It cannot. There's no way. When you have land, you have an opportunity. Elaine, how you doing, my darling? When you have land, you have opportunity. When you have land that trees are growing on, you have money growing on those trees. Kevin Johnson, what you say? Depreciated. Bless up yourself, Blacker. Today we are talking about surviving PHAROAH, surviving the JLP government, and surviving the JLP. Depending on which medium you're watching me from, the title is similar. Yes? And let me play this video back again, because I'm telling you, this right here, super significant.
I finally figured it out today, y'all. I finally figured out why they don't want us to have gardens in our backyard and shit like that. I grew this, right? This is legal tender. This has an exchange of value. This is even more valuable than the Federal Reserve note, or equal to value. Or the exchange of value is determined by you, is what you see as valuable. You have to change your mind. You have to change your mind about what you see as valuable, because money actually grows on trees. That's why they don't want niggas in agriculture. That's why they don't want the common person in agriculture. They have to try to privatize that industry because this is legal tender.
Who is currently buying up all types of farmland in the United States that does not do farming? Who is currently or in recent times has bought up a lot of farmland but does not do farming? Anybody in the class? I'll give you the initials, BG. Exactly, Kevin. Exactly. They are trying to privatize farming. Why is that? Why is that important? Because food security is more important than national security at this point. There is a war on food. If you want to, I don't know, reduce the population, what is the two main things or the main thing somebody that wants to achieve that would compromise? What you consume, water and food. Do you guys remember what happened in Flint, Michigan, with the lead in the water? Do you guys remember what happened with the syphilis on black people in America? The president apologized for it. There was a, I don't know how to put it. It was a trial, it was a test, it was an experiment that black people was involved in that they didn't know they were involved in. Well, it's not just about race now, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it is, because the devil is behind it and the devil has something special against black people. I contend, yes. But it's something that is going to affect everybody. It is now time for us to grow our own food. If you want to prepare for leaving the system, you have to go back to basics. We are coming towards a time here very, very quickly, because the agenda that they have. These people are not trying to facilitate people that don't want to take their digital system. Because remember, the NIDS in its original state was unconstitutional. You would go to prison if you didn't take the NIDS. Now what they're doing now is finding more creative ways to do the same thing. So it is already happening in other parts of the world, you know, where people's accounts with their money in it, they can't access it because they refuse to take the digital ID. No matter how much money you have, millions, billions, if you don't take that ID, you will not access your own money in the bank. This is what Jamaica is going to, because this country has sold out and has signed off on certain agreements with the UN and other global entities for the one world agenda. So the only way for us to survive, again, is one, God has to be at the center. We have to pray, fast, right? Very important, at the top of the list. But now the practical side of things, in terms of our physical preparation. That girl Nessa, thank you, sweetie. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for always supporting the platform. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. All right, bless up yourself. You're amazing. And look how she's sweet too. Sweet girl, you know. Thank you so much. I need you to come over to my YouTube. I need to give you a moderator stick over by my YouTube. You understand? Need you over my YouTube. So I could play this to its fullest now. Listen to this.
I finally figured it out today, y'all. I finally figured out why they don't want us to have gardens in our backyard and shit like that. I grew this, right? This is legal tender. This has an exchange of value. This is even more valuable than the Federal Reserve note or equal to value. Or the exchange of value is determined by you, is what you see as valuable. You have to change your mind. You have to change your mind about what you see as valuable because money actually grows on trees. That's why they don't want niggas in agriculture. That's why they don't want the common person in agriculture. They have to try to privatize that industry because this is legal tender. And it makes Federal Reserve notes unnecessary because let's say I grow cucumbers and you grow corn and somebody else raises livestock. Let's say you got cows and another neighbor got chickens. You feel me? And let's say we got a farm over there that grows trees and makes clothes or carpentry or something like that. We have an entire network that allows us to not even need Federal Reserve notes because we can barter back and forth. Money actually grows on trees. To whom much?
Let me tell you something, man. There's nothing new under the sun. Oh, you gave me another one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dessa. Money actually grows on trees. You know, I want to big up Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey, the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey truly has a potent message that outside of the Bible, the philosophies and the opinions of Marcus Garvey will transcend time and space if allowed to. It is going to be true and relevant what he said in that document 1 trillion years from now. The principles, the opinions, the philosophies. Whoa, what is that? Level up spark cake. Wow, thank you so much. I don't even, first time I see that gift there. Karen, what's up? The philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey outside of the Bible there at the top. Outside of the Bible, if allowed to, because they can't really stop the Bible. Bible have divine force behind it, so it will always transcend time and the word of God. But if the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey is allowed to, it will be relevant 1,000,000 years from now. I remember on my platform saying a similar thing to what this young man said. And even the same. So you grow tomato, and you grow pepper, and you grow ginger. Me grow yam, me grow banana, and me grow potato. That person grow lettuce, all types of leafy greens. Yes, this person grows spices, pimento, and them something they for them area. Right? We all live in a community. We're not even for the same place. But guess what? We have moved away from the system of the banking system. And what is going to be very important is that we can feed ourselves. The basic and most important things, that principles of life that guard us here on earth back to basic, is where we need to go, ladies and gentlemen. Unifying and sharing. This is what our ancestors used to do. We used to, a man of pig, a man of goat, a man of cow. The meat man share with the man of the leafy green, and they exchange things between each other, and they are the ones that actually put the value. There's no real limited value, on these things, ladies and gentlemen. There's no real limited value on them, right? Because in certain circumstances, like everything else in life, when supply is low and demand is high, the value rises, isn't it? That is the principle of exchange. So depending on the individuals and the relationship that we have in the community and us sharing the barter system, thank you so much, Winston. People, we have to get back to it, you know, and in very, very short order. And this is not for the people that want to still be a part of the system. This is for the people that understand the deeper spiritual things that are happening on this earth. The way the world is going, the prophecies that are being fulfilled. This is for these people. You are the ones I'm talking to. I'm not talking to the ones that them have them Burger King. Them have to wear them Nike. You understand what I say? I know disrespect to none of these brands. I'm just saying they have to be a part of it. Them have to go Starbucks. This is not for you. I'm telling you, you're not going to get it. You're absolutely not going to get it. You're not. Let me tell you the perfect example of what I speak in terms of a movie reference. You remember in Neo, when the guy sold out to the system, he understood that it was all a facade and it was not real. But he rather to be in a sleep state than to face the reality that was in front of him. So he signed a deal with the agents to go back to the system and be used as a battery, and in his mind he would be living a life that he dreams of, which the reality is he was being sucked dry until he would die. But he rather that than to face the reality of the beast that was in front of him. And there's going to be a lot of people like that. They understand the beast that is coming, but they rather not stand up against the beast. They rather pretend that the beast is not there. So they are led by fear. They are motivated by fear. I'm not judging them, it's just it is what it is. You understand? So you're gonna have a lot of people like that. So the little gardens you have in that you was thinking about, that you wanted to go and actually create that little garden, stop thinking about it. Start it. Start it. The little folk where you did a plan for build, start it. If you live in a one place where you don't really have access because you don't really have a lot of yard space, go on YouTube and look up videos on how to create farms on your wall using plastic buckle. There's many different, how would I put it, methods. You know, God is so amazing and so powerful. Earth can be removed from earth but still have the value and contain and maintain its purpose wherever it is. I don't think you heard what I just said. Earth can be removed from the earth and go into a different space and maintain the value and the purpose of what it was made for. So you can literally dig up the earth and put it in a one plastic jar, separate it from itself, and it will still maintain its integrity where it is. You understand? Plant a look herbs them and a look medicine them. You guys ever, hey, you, for all of my gamers out there, this is probably not for most of the people that watch me, but for the gamers out there, you remember Resident Evil, the game? What was the first thing in Resident Evil outside of having a gun? What was the first thing you did? Put plants together and herbs to make medicine. So when the local zombie them hurt you, you could have take one of the medicine them, mix it with the next one, and make a potent medicine for actually get back life. So make sure say them little herbs there, you have them in a nice little place where them are grow, and you know I say this a herb, I know say this a herb, if me have this a problem here, we can't get some. You need something that can stop bleeding possibly. You need this, you need that. Prepare. Me have a look at bridge, you know. That's why I don't really look down upon people, you know. Because you never know when their value is going to become heightened. In the right situation, they are going to become the most valuable person in the room. That's why you must not look down on people. So the man where not necessarily have the money and him not, you find you think him not ambitious and him carry himself a certain way. Yo, as simple as starting one fire. Knowing how to start a fire. Fi get warm in our cool space. If nobody else knows how to do that, that man will become what them call a brother that a genius there. Give me one genius name, people. We have high IQ. Give me one genius them name. In that the space that man is gonna be a genius. Einstein, thank you so much, Winston. Winston, big up yourself. I like a contribution to the class. Yeah, drop bombs, Winston. That man will be Einstein in a situation where you need to start a fire with limited resources, like knocking two stones together, the right stones, like using the wood. If you don't know how to do it and him know how to do it, that man they are Einstein and that situation in. Because you're going to die from cold temperature because you don't know how to start a fire. And some people might say, but Bolo, that's a bit extreme. No, but just show you how simple of a thing can mean you not being here anymore or you still being here because of lack of knowledge. And somebody else have that knowledge, and if they don't decide to share it with you. And the other part is our humanity is going to be tested. Our humanity is going to be tested. You still have to be cautious and meticulous. You don't really share everything. You don't show your entire hand. Don't go and tell people say, oh, you know, some have one garden up a yard and it have this and it have that and it have that. Not tell them nothing. You understand? You keep that to yourself. You're not supposed to just go out there and advertise that. For what? It could mean you being targeted in a time of desperation. Them not have no food for them house and then come take your life and take your food. And take off your pot off of the fire. Who listen to Twins of Twins? You remember who killed the Rasta brother when he started with the banana chips? Bingirai. Who killed Bingirai? The same man them where Bingirai feed. One of them where him actually send him picnic at school. One of them will actually get a house for them pitney living in. Sorry to my Americans. In Twins of Twins, there is a brother called Bingy Roy. It is a character. And he was unalived by men that he fed in the community, in the ghetto. Men that he sent their children to school because they didn't have the money to send them. Men that he put roofs over their head. And his own cousin was the one that sent the hit. Hold on there. Hold on there. Sorry, may I get an important message? Right? Sorry, them people. This is important here. I get an important message. Just give me a second. Alright. So that how you doing, Mrs. Curiosity Kid Laverne say, Bolo, that's why I'm not staying in foreign country. I mean, you know, Stafford, big up. I totally understand that. But I think you can achieve what I'm saying to some extent, even in the foreign countries, because I know farmers in the United States that have channels that they are so locked in, they are preparing for the worst case scenario. You have people in America right now that have YouTube channels that is preparing for WW3. They are armed. They are off the grid. They have their own water systems in place. Rainwater is stored. You understand? They have forest and wood. They have herbs. They have cattle. They have sheep. They drink the sheep milk, the goat's milk. You understand what I'm saying? They live totally off the grid. And they do have electricity. But they can live without the electricity. And this is what I'm saying. We have to be prepared for that type of potential situation. Because the way how things are gearing up, this is not about putting fear in anybody. This is about putting a higher sense of awareness in everybody. It's pretty serious, guys. It's pretty serious. Listen what the Jamaican Virgin have to say.
Is given, much is required. We hear it over and over again. Jamaica has so much. As a matter of fact, the Caribbean has so much, yet we are doing so little with it. We are not being good stewards at all. In the grand scheme of things, we are far more developed than they make us out to be. Where we are failing is that we are not appropriating our resources. Based on how we are positioned, sustainability should be second nature for us. The challenge is that we're sitting down and waiting on the government to introduce policies and protocols governing our production. But the government don't put dirt in your backyard, the government not fall rain, the government not cause the sun to shine. So in the grand scheme of things, we have everything that we need for a sustainable lifestyle right at our fingertips. But a lot of us are fast asleep. The fact that you're not seeing made in Jamaica on the labels enough in your local grocery store does not mean that you're not supposed to be seeing it in your pantry, your cupboard, and your buttery.
I finally figured it out today, y'all. I finally figured out what.
Big up Miss Pearly grandson. I agree with everything we him say, but it's a solid virtue. That most of the time, I agree with him reasoning. I don't know if you're aware of him, I don't know if you know him Vice. Big up Miss Pearly grandson on Instagram. He did a Hold on. Hey, me can't listen now, my darling. I can't listen right now. Hold on. Sorry. Hey, I can't listen right now here. I'm actually live right now on YouTube and TikTok, so I can't listen right now. So if you can text, please. Yeah, so Laverne Sewa. Okay. Tamara, good night. How you doing? I hope everybody had a wonderful day. You know, I hope that you guys are doing well. You know, mentally. Mental health is real. Yeah. I was listening to Andre show last night with Dr. Aja Dixon, and that was a great interview with Andre and him. And he mentioned that what appears to be an uptick in suicides in Jamaica is like the numbers are not that high compared to other years. And I was like, what? So this has been an issue that we had no idea was happening. Pretty much. Jamaicans has been suffering in silence where mental health is concerned, and we had no idea. That is another thing, ladies and gentlemen. People sometimes need somebody just to talk. I did a video on it. You guys can go and watch it. You can see it on the thumbnail is Andrea, Mr. Dixon. Discussion on mental health. Go ahead and look at that video. I would love to hear your commentary on that. Sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. And that's why a lot of the times I try to make myself available, because sometimes people call me some hours a night and some hours. And what I realize is that the people them really, Andrew Honest is the enemy that farm against the people of Jamaica. You know? People are literally having mental breakdowns because of Andrew Honest. You know? People are under mental strain because of Andrew Honest, you know, and him government, you know. You have some people that used to be in my chat regularly. One of them had to call. I said, I haven't seen her. How are you doing? She said after September 3rd, our whole spirit is just in the ditch. Because she cannot believe what happened and what the people did and what the government did. And what the people allowed the government to do. Hey, Bridget, sometimes you have to care help to her, you know, Manly Heights. Because that's one serious thing, you know, brother. You understand? And it's not only women that suffer from depression. Monica said, that's why I'm always on TikTok. People are looking mental relief. You're overseas. Mighty God. That is a, wow. Wow. And you see, you know, people sometimes need somebody to talk to. They need a friend. Sometimes the woman need a man to just be conversational, but not with the intent of wanting to talk to them on a personal level. Can just be nice and observe and say, you know, I think you have really beautiful hair. You know what I mean? And that one, Patrick, what's up, my brother? That one gesture can lift her spirit. And ladies, you can do it for the brothers as well. You can compliment the brothers as well. Not to say that you want them or you want to talk to them. You know, I'm not tooting my own horn because I'm not perfect. But it's when young ladies say certain things to me when certain discussions are being had, and they say things like, they say, Bolo, that's why I respect you, because you never tried to look me. And you're always looking out for me. You understand? And you always give me good advice. You have younger ladies that me, not saying that them underage, you know. But for me, them too young. Me a bigger man. So my standard is, you're too young for me not look you. Right? I don't see how we're gonna be compatible, to be honest, in that regard. Right? But as soon as the fruit is ripe, you have some man where bombard these females. Because the man is an apex predator. For the most part. I mean, I offer them no excuse, but it is what it is. Most of them don't have a discipline like that to say, all right. You understand? But I have come to realize that the young women look at these things and they appreciate you looking out for them but not looking them. Like, you doing something for them does not mean that you want something back. And the men them have all, for the most part back in the day, we used to be like that, you know. But everything now in this time has become transactional. You know, I don't want to get involved in that something. Eh? And that's why enough for the man them. That's why enough for the man them, you see the man them now. And it's not an excuse. But because them in this transactional mentality, when them give a female something and they don't get what they think they should get, them do them things. Some of the female lead them on still. Because they don't know the power of the P. And the power of the P is so dangerous to the point where $80 million reach one lady because of friendship. Anyway, I come off for that topic then. This lady I know me too well enough. I want him to watch me. Y'all watch me? Y'all watch me live right now. If y'all watch me, text me, tell me say y'all watch me. No. We are going to move on from the farming aspect, but we're not going to leave it because it's important to this next video that I'm talking about. This is about surviving. And you see, I want to big up Talk Your Mind TV because he has spoken extensively about this on his platform. So if you haven't watched Talk Your Mind TV, I would encourage you to watch him. He has talked about moving away from the system, what you need to do so. And I know it sounds extreme to some people, but I'm telling you, you have to prepare for the extreme. It's better to be prepared than not. Yes, Jack Vessel. Just remember, my friend, honesty is the greatest of all. People must honest to their one another. Love thy neighbor like how you love yourself. That is a good start. Definitely. Listen to this.
We have no obesity, no infertility, no cancer, no diabetes, no metabolic syndrome. They're having 10 plus kids and they're incredibly happy. They basically staved off every single health issue the rest of the world is dying from. Their obesity rate is only 4%, while it's 42% in the rest of America. They have the highest fertility in the world and they're doubling every 20 years. We need to be learning from them more. I don't know.
Now, this is a clip about Amish people. And I don't know if you guys know the Amish community. Now, I am not here to push a religion. I am not here to say that their religion is the way. I'm not saying that. However, these people are off the grid. They are farmers. The women sew, so they make them own clothes. Them not buy Nike. They make their own clothes for them picnic. Hello? They don't use money. They ride horses for transportation and carts. And horse with the chariot with the something behind it. They walk, they ride bicycles. There's no autism or many of these other mental issues that is in that community. Why is the rest of America so sick, but the Amish people are healthy? The women, them have 10 picnic. I want to talk about 2 is too many. Them don't suffer with obesity. Why is that? What are they doing right? They live as a community. They look out for each other. Crime, non-existent. Crime is non-existent in the Amish community. Let me see a phone here now. Why we can't live so? Why? Why we can't live so? I think we need to have a deeper look into things where the unity is concerned. Yeah, man. We need to have a deeper look into things. Right? We have to come together and we have to be strategic. And I'm telling you, all you guys have to do is do it on a small level. The blueprint of coming together and uniting, we need somebody who can sew, because you need clothes. We need the sewing community to rise up back. I have said it for years, Jamaica don't make a underpants with a logo for Jamaica Panny. We don't own a socks. A brand socks in a Jamaica. A brand underwear. A marina, the basic and most intimate things that go first on your body when you're putting on clothes. Your marina, your underwear, and your socks. As simple as those things are, if those things are compromised, and there's an attack levied to that, it can attack what? Your reproductive system, your liver, anything can go through skin and kid. Like, just understand, please, what I am saying. Self-reliance. The Rasta them been a tell with. And I'm not pushing the Rasta religion, but there's things you can learn from everybody. There's principles you can learn from everybody. Sticking to nature is what we need to get back to. Thank you, Patrick. Sticking to nature is what we need to get back to. And if we don't, dog, eat, there will be no supper. there'll be no supper. Forget about dog eating now. There'll be no supper. Theologians say use your ha. So let me hear what this virgin have to say.
Any Amish people, and I don't know if I ever will. I hope I do at some point, because I'd love to understand like what is actually their life about. And it's this wild thing, right? That whole kind of video a couple reels ago of Danny Doerr's post about tears, right? Go back and watch that one. That was amazing. But he talked about 3 causes of illness. It's something I've been teaching and learning basically in my entire postgraduate journey. Toxicity, deficiency, and a nervous system that is stuck and stored in trauma, right? Or stress. And what the Amish people, if I could sum it up, right? That's maybe not the most practical, the most principle. What do the Amish people not have a toxicity of? It's modern society. Yes, we can look at injectables for sure, because that's one clear as day thing that we know for a fact, right? We're revealing it every single day.
Oh, and the Amish people, their kids, their kids don't get vaccinated. They don't get vaccinated. The Amish community is a microcosm that exposes the macrocosm. The Amish community is a microcosm, a small portion of society. Mommy, I don't know what you're using, but my God, it's coming all the way out here. And it's burning my eyes. Smell honey and oh my God. People, may I get attacked by the ear pollution. Oh, they have a fan for me and they not help. No, sir. Woo! Lord of mercy. My mother have a pepper problem. Tell her the while, you know. She have a pepper problem, brother. No. It's up there, problem, Bridget.
Today, all the different studies that are going to come out. And so important. And it can't just be that. It can't just be that. If you only focus on that, it's like saying, like, you're just going to get rid of the bad people in your life and you're never going to care about nourishing relationships, right? It's really, 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 really important to address all 3 aspects. And in modern society, you have to live in ancestral ways. You have to have ancestral principles.
Paul says spice nice.
You have to have that. And in the end, what will happen,
not when you're coughing, bro.
Especially if you do the toxicity and deficiency piece, is you're going to be healthier. You're definitely going to be healthier. But there will be a limit.
Raymond, you are not nice. Raymond, come and say, I thought, just came in and thought you farted. Oh, that's disrespectful. I'm going to time you out. I'm timing you out, Raymond. I'm timing you out. Yeah, I'm timing you out. I'm timing you out for 60 seconds for that. That is rude, sir. Anyway, I am not going to make this a long one. I'm going to conclude my argument. All right? Living off the grid, growing your own food, sharing amongst each other is pretty much, I mean, just look at the Maroons. Look at the Maroons. How you doing, Tamara? Look at the Maroons. You understand? God truly gave us God gave us everything at birth, you know? Look how God prepared the earth for us. And every single time we move away from the principles that God set for us, we get in trouble. Modern society is toxic. The modern society has done more harm to mankind than good. How are you doing, Lorna? And to survive the JLP and the agenda which they are pushing, we have to go back to basics, ladies and gentlemen. Growing the food, rearing cattle and livestock, and sharing amongst each other. They call it the barter system. We have to go back to it. We have to go back to community and unity. And in community, you have unity. Community. Unity. Unity. Community is actually unity. So let's come back to unity. Let's go back to the essence of what community means. If we don't do that and we try to operate and not have God at the center of it, well, divided we fall, ladies and gentlemen. And that's exactly what this government has been doing from before the election, is trying to separate us. Wow, thank you. You understand? That's what they've been doing, trying to separate us. So I leave that on your hearts and your minds. And again, I ask you to share this video. All right? You sent me a video about the topic. Hold on there. Hold on there. Patrick sent me a video. TikTok. Let's see what this has to say.
Our ancestors understood that everything had power. Trees, land, water. Someone disrespected nature with cleansing rituals. Right to bring that balance.
I am not hearing it on the speaker for some reason. I don't know why. So why me not hear? Me I hear that on the speaker, but me not hear the video. That's very strange. Why Patrick me not know after that video there? Where you said me about? See what I want to say. That tell me about download TikTok Lite or something.
A long time ago, our people lived in peace with nature. Our ancestors understood that everything had power. The trees, the land, the water, and even people. When someone disrespected nature, they did cleansing rituals to make things right and bring back balance. And if someone hurts anyone, the elders would bring them together. The one who caused harm would apologize, and the family that was hurt would be given a gift, often an animal, to show the apology was real. This was not about payment, it was about restoring peace. They believed that if you hurt someone and didn't ask for forgiveness, your own life would start to go wrong.
Wow.
Bad luck, sickness, and struggles would follow you until you made things right. If the person didn't understand what was happening, the elders would step in. They would speak with both sides, help the offender apologize, and guide the offended person to forgive. That way, balance returned. But when religion came, it changed this way of life. We were taught that we only needed to ask God for forgiveness, not the people we had hurt. This broke the natural law of balance. Now many of us are suffering in silence. We pray and fast, but nothing changes because the people we hurt are still hurting. We think God forgave us, but the truth is, it's all about the one we wronged. Without their forgiveness, nature will keep reminding us through problems in our lives. In African tradition, peace with people and nature is the key to a blessed life. That's why our elders always taught us to do good to others and to live in peace with everyone. If you know deep inside that you did something wrong, even if the person doesn't know, go to them and confess. Say sorry. Bring back the balance. Your blessings are tied to the people. So if your life is stuck, don't just pray, think about who may still be hurting because of you. This is the forgotten wisdom of our ancestors. It's time we went back to it. One Africa, one continent, one people. A long time ago, Our people lived in peace.
Alright. Good argument about confessing to the people and we actually do wrong. Other Vipers put up just a reminder, October 13 Andrew Jones case, 4 days from now, people. Yo, me love Other Vipers. Hey, everywhere she there now. Facebook, TikTok. Oh God. May I tell you, definitely selfish. Definitely. That's my time, good people. Like I said, food for thought. I hope you guys share this live. Get this live to 1,000 likes minimum. Alright. And see you guys. Alright. Big up. I'm out.